Hey everyone, Professor Leis here. In this video, I want to show you all how to use the MLA Format template I created for you all in Google Docs. And then I'll show you how to use the citation generator on Purdue's online writing lab to help you create your works cited page for your whole project. So first, when you access this page here in Canvas in the module MLA Format Template and Resources, click on the first link here, Google Doc to use your MLA Format template. So click on that. And then when this comes up, rather than like copying and pasting it into a new document, or you won't be able to edit this yourself, but what you can do is up here in the menu bar, if you click on File, just scroll down to this third option, Make a Copy, and then you'll go ahead and just go ahead and create the copy of it. And then that copy will allow you to edit it. So that's where you can go ahead and change this information to correspond with, your particular details. So up here in the top, this right here where you have the last name and the page number. This is what's called the header. And so I already created this using the header feature in Google Docs so that anytime you begin a new page, it'll automatically put your last name and then the correct page number. So you don't need to worry about typing that in every single page and trying to format it correctly. So all you'll need to do is just double click up here, click that, and then go ahead and enter your last name. Okay, so I'm going to put my last name here because that's my last name, but you'll go ahead and put your own last name up here. All right, so don't put mine there. But once you do that, just go ahead and click out of it. And then from this point on, every new page that you begin will automatically put your last name, and then it will put the correct page number. So when I begin a new page, the second page, it'll automatically say your last name and then page 2. So that's why it's important to just do it up there using the header feature rather than trying to type it in yourself and format it and all that stuff. So of course you'll go ahead and put your name in this section. Here you'll go ahead and put my name. I've already put the class, so you don't need to worry about that. And then here, you don't need to change this. I put the final deadline for the course, which is February 8th. So generally speaking, you want to make the date the due date, the date that it's due, not the date that you create the document, the date that it's due. And so MLA Format is all about it calls for double spacing of the entire document. It's really about conserving space and streamlining things, and so you don't need to add extra spaces between paragraphs or extra spaces between the date and the title, for example. You don't need to put, a bunch of extra spaces between items. It's just double spacing of the entire document. Okay, so I have already created the main title for you, which is the Rhetorical Me Portfolio Project. And then I created subtitles for each of the components of the project. And so what you'll need to do, where it says enter text, you'll just go ahead and copy and paste the text for each corresponding component from your revised draft. So the finished version of the introduction, the finished version of the rhetorically situated, of argument, etc. You'll go ahead and copy and paste that text into this new template. And when you do that, just make sure that it maintains the formatting. So it should be double spaced, 12-point Times New Roman font. Again, there's no extra spaces between paragraphs or anything like that. So just make sure it's all double spaced. And then for each new section will have its individual title like this. And so wherever the text for your introduction ends, just go ahead and begin immediately, the next line after the ending of your introduction. Then you'll have the title here, the subtitle, Rhetorically Situated, Where Am I? Just, a single line. So again, no extra spaces. You don't need to begin this on a new page or anything like that. So that's how it will work. Now for your works cited page, that does need to be on its own page. It'll be a brand new page at the end of your document. And so, just to show you all, I'm gonna move that down here, and you see how it automatically did that. That's what I was talking about earlier, so that's great. So your works cited page will obviously be much later than page 2 because you'll have all of your 5,000 words of at least 5,000 words of content to make up these different components of the project. So it may realistically be more like page 10 or something like that. So each of your entries will be organized according to in alphabetical order according to the author's last name. And if there is no listed author, which could be the case for some of your sources, particularly the website for your city, there's going to be information on there that doesn't have clear authorship, right? So in that case, if there's no clear author, no listed author, you would just use the title of that source as the organizing principle. So wherever that title fits in alphabetically, you'd still arrange it alphabetically, but you just use the title instead of the author's last name if there is no author. Okay, so to create the actual works cited entries for all of the sources that you cited throughout your whole project, we're going to go back to this page here, and then we're going to click on this Purdue's Online Writing Lab, and I have it linked so it will take you directly to the MLA Format section of Purdue's Online Writing Lab. So if you'll notice on this toolbar over here on the left side, there are different pages for different topics regarding MLA format. And so you may want to take a look down. If you scroll down, there's different way, like it'll show you how to cite certain sources, but I'm going to show you how to use the citation generator in a moment. But we have, a sample works cited page, so it may be a good idea for you to check that out to see what a works cited page looks like. So we kind of see here, you notice that they're arranged according to alphabetical order, the author's last names. And then there's a sample paper. So if you wanted to look at a sample paper formatted according to MLA guidelines, it's also annotated, and you can make this bigger. So, obviously it's a little small right there, but you can make it bigger and you can kind of look to see. But like I said, the main thing that I wanted to show you here is this citation generator. And so this actually appears on any of the, if you were to click any of these pages, it's right here. So wherever you are, in here, it's going to come up right here. So what you'll do is, if your source is a website, you just leave it there because it's automatically selected on website. But you could also look to books. If there's a journal article that you used, that you found, like you accessed through the library's online database, that might be a better option to click here. If there's an online video or film, like a YouTube video or something that you may have cited, select that option. But most of your sources will probably be websites. And so what you'll do is you'll just copy and paste the URL to your website right in there. So I have one pulled up here. I'll just use as an example. So you just go ahead and copy the URL, go back to the MLA, the Purdue's Online Writing Lab, and then just paste the URL in there and then press cite. Okay, so it'll kind of do a little search, and this looks to be the one, so I'm going to go ahead and press cite. All right, I'll go ahead and press continue here. Now here it'll allow you to actually edit any of the bits of information, and so I do actually want to edit the article title section because you notice it's not conventionally capitalized like we need to with titles. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. So change the words that need to be capitalized to capitals. Now, about is what's called a preposition, and we don't actually capitalize prepositions in titles unless it's the first or last word of the title. So I'm just going to leave that one there. Taylor Swift's already capitalized. And is called a conjunction, and those are also not capitalized in titles. And the same is true of articles, which that's what the is. So we don't capitalize that one. Are, even though it's a tiny word, you actually still need to capitalize it because it's a verb. And there we go. So I fixed that capitalization there. Everything else looks good. Go ahead and press complete citation. Oh, great. So now I got to look at this sponsored message. So I'm not subscribing to this, and I'm not encouraging you all to do that either. We'll just have to kind of look at this viewed sponsored message. So today's video brought to you by Adobe. Adobe for all of your video editing and creative needs. Quadapalooza. All right, come on. Anyway, advertisements, man. I feel like they've really ruined the internet, all these advertisements. Waiting. Ah, there we go. Okay. So this right here, that's the citation. So I'm going to go ahead and say copy citation. And then I'm going to go back to my MLA format, my document that I've been working on. And then I'm going to go ahead and just delete not delete the title. I'm going to delete that. And then up here, I'm going to go ahead and click edit and then paste without formatting. Okay, now the reason I want to do that is because I need to create what's called a hanging indentation. So I'm going to highlight that, and then I'm going to go up to format, and then, hold on. Oh, there we go. Align and indent. So I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to go all the way down to indentation options. And then special indent, I want to go ahead and do a hanging indent. Apply. Shabroom. There we go. So now it's completed. And so this source, the author's last name begins with B. So, B, if I have any sources where the author's last name begins with C, I go ahead and put it, the next one there. And again, there's no extra spacing, but I want to keep this hanging indentation. And I'll show you all why that's important. Oops. Go back to citations. I have this citation too that I'm gonna use just to show you all. Back to edit, paste without formatting. Oh, okay, there we go. And then it's doing the automatic hanging indentation like I selected when I did that up here, right? Now the reason it does that, you notice these lines stick out, the first lines stick out, and so that makes it easier for me to find particular sources because the first line's sticking out, so it's a little bit more noticeable, and I can easily scroll down. If you have like 8 or 10 sources all in here, I want to, just so I could figure it out really quickly, they're arranged in alphabetical order, so I would just go ahead and go through and kind of see, okay, the source I want to look up, the author's last name begins with T, so let me go ahead and scroll down to where the T's might be, and it'll just pop out and stick out like that. It's just way easier to look at. So that's why we do the hanging indentation. We also don't need this, we don't need to have the URL activated, so you can get rid of that link. How do I do it? Let me, there we go. But yeah, just get rid of that hyperlink. It doesn't need to be activated like that. So that's essentially how it will look. If you all have any questions, send me a message. I'm happy to speak more with you about this. But again, if you go to Purdue's Online Writing Lab, there's all of these different resources here for you. So I encourage you to take a look at that first. And then if you have any questions remaining, you can go ahead and send me a message on Canvas. All right, y'all. Well, take care. I'll catch you later.